Let's quickly talk about Spur before we go to break. Spur Corp, established, been around a long time, 1967, established in Cape Town by a guy called Allen Ambor, who wrote all that mumbo jumbo about Hiawatha coming down from the mountain in Cape Town with all of that faux Indian sort of stuff that's been going on there. The steak ranches are part of South Africa's institutional memory, but of course they also own things like Panarottis, which is pizza, and John Dory's, which is in the fish environment. And latterly it really has woken itself up. Remember, this is quick service dining, so it's larger format stores with liquor licenses where you can take your kids for a bit of couch rugby. 4.2 billion rand. It's done well, but it's still relatively small, you'd have to say. Price earnings ratio 29.2. It's quite high. Dividend yield 3.18. So Piet van Tonder's team continued to do a good job, but it really did sense that it got a sort of rejuvenation in recent years.
Yeah, it did well, and then it hit some difficulties. They've bought a few things that some have worked, some haven't worked. Panarotti's huge effort put into that business to fix it up. It really was going nowhere, but they've got a lot of marketing and promotional activity. They've got a loyalty card program in Spur, so they are fixing up that business. So you see the same store sales that I mentioned earlier improving dramatically in Panarotti's. I think they have a business called Dorago's, which is a really low LSM market. That's really been struggling. So that has also been pulling them back. The mainstay Spur been doing well. Panarotti's improving. The fish business, both of them, they have got two John Dory's and the Dorago's, not really that great. So a bit of a mixed bag, but great expansion in Africa for them. And they've got some business in Australia. Great cash conversion, vertically integrated, and maybe the trend in terms of quick service restaurant, eat out of home versus fast food. There's a little bit more of a focus of that in the Spur space rather than some of the others. So I like this one. I like its economics and its metrics, and I think it can expand. It's hopefully getting its house in order.
The other thing which it did, which my University of Cape Town-based son is very keen on, is the 20 Rand breakfast. So previously they were not open for breakfast. They decided to go down that route, and that's captured a lot of business because people can't believe that you can get a size of breakfast for that little money, and of course then people spend money on other things.
Yeah, so very clever because it's about sweating the assets, and by opening at breakfast, having longer opening hours does sweat the assets more.
Let's have a look at the share chart, because as usual that foretells a whole lot of things. So there you can see, so it's sort of drifting around, getting left in the dust to some extent by famous brands earlier in 2010, 2011, but it certainly has perked up very nicely. That's a big move, and I see it's remained pretty strong. So what about its valuation, hot or not?
On this one, I'm hot.
Okay, I'll go with hot too. I like this environment. I think this is good.